If you don't mind, would you mind taking a moment here and sharing with us how, and maybe tell us a little bit about the machine, and then from there, if you can show us how you hack into this thing, would be great.
Absolutely. So this machine is WinVote, and the reason I'm using this particular machine, it's no longer in use in the United States. So this way, no claim can be made that what we are doing here is helping somebody to realize how voting machines can be hacked. Let's wait for it.
So what year is this? Does this have like a model to it or no? Is this like a 1986 CRX? Like, is there names to it or no?
This is a WinVote machine. And for the reasons that we don't want to put a logo, this voting system technology company name is just a fake name, because I have been using this particular machine in filming a number of training videos, some of those for the government, just to show vulnerabilities like USB vulnerability, which we are going to be using. This machine actually had many vulnerabilities, and at the time when this was still in use, this was called the worst voting machine used in the United States.
The worst?
The worst voting machine used in the United States.
And where was this used, Harry?
That was used in Maryland. It was in Virginia. I don't have the complete list what all places it was used, but it was fairly widely used. When this is used, this box here is closed and locked, and that's why we are not going to be needing this to be open or closed. It's just open because we have a power button. So what we are going to be exploiting here is a USB vulnerability. The USB vulnerability is amazingly good to identify because it's easy to mitigate. You just stopped access to the USB port. I have plugged here a extension cable just that we can see that the actual USB port is behind there and it's accessible by the voter. I'm using here a commercially available USB computer called Bash Bunny. It can be many other devices. This is just an example. This particular device is $120. You can buy it from online. And I have pre-programmed it. And if this would be a real attack, the attack will take 6-7 seconds. I have slowed it down and make it visible so that the audience can see what is happening. So when I'm plugging it in, this is the Schrödinger's USB stick is always wrong way. So the computer starts. And once it's started, it's doing its magic. The moment you see that the screen is changing, that is when the hack would have been already done and I would be unplugging it. But I'm just showing this number of things. So now it would have been done. It's showing you the program manager. It's showing you now the command prompt. And this is where all the votes live. So I'm just showing that the directory where all the votes would be. At this point of time, this stick has already complete control over the system. So at this time, anything can be done, anything can be changed. And as the last thing, I'm just showing a fake results, just to show that can be done. It's just to show that how the system is controlled. So this is a good example of a hack. And as I said, only reason why anything is seen on the screen and why it's this slow is because I artificially slowed it down and made it visible so that the audience can see that there's a control over the voting machine. This particular machine has many other vulnerabilities, way worse than this one. So that's why it's very good that this machine is no longer in use in the US. And this is also showing how demonstrating the vulnerabilities work, because that causes changes. And for example, removal of this machine from being used in the US.
So now, what is it doing right now, Harry?
Nothing. It's already, the whole hack was done. But if this would have been an election, I could have gone to the database and, for example, changed the votes. That's one possibility.
How much of it could you have changed?
Anything.
You could have gone from 51 to 73.
Add a new candidate who was not even on the ballot. It doesn't matter. Because if you have total control over the system,
right,
you can do anything you want. As I say, one example was that we add a new candidate and make that candidate to win. It would be obvious if
the president of DEF CON is the one who won, George Washington. That's the one you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got what you're saying. So is this like to the average hacker? Is this machine a joke on how easy it is?
It is a joke.
And how many years ago was it used?
I think this was last time used in 2012.
God, 12 years ago.
And also, just an example, that when this was brought first time to DEF CON, we had a professor from Denmark. And in less than half an hour, he hacked into this machine wirelessly. He didn't even touch the machine. He took complete control over this machine wirelessly, because this voting machine happens to have a wireless Wi-Fi access.
So, okay. So is it fair for one to speculate and question that any of the electronic voting machines we've used previously, possibility that could have been hacked, possibility that the winners were flipped because somebody got into it?
So again, the fundamental problem with this voting machine is it doesn't have a paper ballot. So if somebody hacked this kind of machine and would have manipulated it, there is no evidence. That's why we need paper ballots, and especially we need hand-marked paper ballots. Because if the results are called into question, now you can go and hand count those ballots and verify that the outcome of the election is right. But in these older type of machines called DREs, diary of recording election machines, this is if somebody gets into and changes the outcome, the game is over.
So that means anything previously used 2012, if somebody did get into it, one may be sitting here saying 99% of all the people that have won pre-2012, maybe somebody had their hands on it.
Well, I don't believe in... So first of all, I would say that if you think about elections as the attacker's point of view, U.S. elections use many type of machines. And I think the number in 2016 was 52 different types of voting machines were used. The money is on the local elections. It's not in the top of the ballot. It's in the proposal, few billion dollars for Chris.
Right.
The question, that's where the motivation is. Hi, my name is Harry Hursti. I'm a lifelong hacker and security researcher, an engineer with a heart which thinks that impossible is just a state of mind. Connect with me in a minute. I'm here to explain anything you might wonder about election security, critical infrastructure security, cyberspace, cyber warfare, information space, information warfare, and connected warfare. So please ask me questions. Hope to see you there in a minute. Hi, my name is Harry Hursti. I'm a lifelong hacker and security researcher, an engineer with a heart which thinks that impossible is just a state of mind. Connect with me in a minute. I'm here to explain anything you might wonder about election security, critical infrastructure security, cyberspace, cyber warfare, information space, information warfare, and connected warfare. So please ask me questions. Hope to see you there in a minute.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.